Hello, lovely humans. For those of you who watch my videos, this video is probably something that you don't need. You're probably emotionally intelligent enough. But I guess I also just want to talk about a recent situation I was in. Okay, so somebody I hadn't heard from in months reached out to me in the form of a video that was hinting at the idea that I need to change my diet and lifestyle in a certain way. And after I'd kind of communicated some things about like, okay, well, thanks for sharing. That might work for some people. I will do what works for me, blah, blah, blah. Just kind of like politely being like, okay, cool, but I'm not going to change. They got kind of offended. They got offended. And were shocked and upset that I wouldn't just change my mind and be completely receptive to their opinion on what I should do with my life. And I was trying to communicate to this person that, you know, I haven't heard from you in months. Like, we don't have a close relationship. Reaching out with a criticism on who I am and how I live my life is probably not the best way to go about trying to have someone be receptive to your ideas. I was like, I understand you think I'm being sensitive and that I am not able to take criticism, etc., etc. But I'm able to do that with other people in areas of my life who I have a good established rapport with, that I actually feel emotionally safe with, and who know me, and I can value their opinion a little bit more. And I guess I just wanted to make this video to talk about that, to talk about how do we give feedback and unsolicited advice, and how to deal with people who you're never going to be able to please. This might be a parent, this might be a boss, this might be a friend or a sibling. Yeah, and this is also why I started this video with like, y'all probably don't need this video, because I think you are smart enough to know that if you're not close with someone, to just be like, hey, so like, I think you should do this with your life, is probably not going to be received well. Even if it's a parent, like if you're not emotionally close with your children, they're just going to take it as criticism and they're going to get defensive and get their backs up. And so I think my rule of thumb is, one, ask for consent. Do you want an opinion on this? Is this something you're looking to change? Do you want my opinion and advice? That is such a great first step. But also, like, if you're someone who really wants to help somebody, and I've gone through this with siblings, where it's like, gosh, I feel like I can see what the solution might be for you, which can be kind of a condescending way to be approaching a situation. But that's, yeah, the person's not going to be receptive if you're just going right in with so I think you should do this. You got to warm people up. You got to establish rapport and, yeah, create a sense of trust and safety, and yeah, that all needs to happen. And yeah, let's just like not give unsolicited advice. There's so much information out there. I think I've talked about this from a parenting perspective, but like, yeah, information overload. We don't need everybody's 2 cents. And anyway, coming back to the scenario I'm ranting about, this person is just somebody that doesn't take no for an answer, and they don't like when people don't listen and take their word as gospel, and they don't like other people having their own opinions, or being like, thanks, but I'm good. Like, they can't handle that. They see it as a direct attack on their authority and intelligence. Like, how dare you not think that I know everything and know what's best for you? And I guess just like, opinions, everyone has one. And there's lots of people who will give it to you without even asking. There's lots of people who think they know what's best for you. And even if you try and be nice about it, it's never going to be enough. And I think that's where we have to get to that point of, is it even worth it to engage, like to even try to be open to a conversation with a person like this? Because unless you're going to do exactly what they tell you and get on the bandwagon 100%, it's not going to be enough for them, and you are going to be upsetting them. And so it's sort of like, okay, well, what's more important? Just like living a lie in this relationship, or like putting down a boundary and living with the fact that they're not going to be happy with you. And I think that's what I'm trying to do more often. It's hard. It sucks when people don't see, like, literally don't respect you enough to just be like, okay, yeah, you can make your own choices. But yeah, if you live for pleasing other people, you're constantly going to be running this rat race. And yeah, it's never going to be enough. And so you just have to decide to be enough for you and to make yourself happy and put your opinion of yourself at the top of the list and not other people's. And that's where I've been this week. Just a reminder of like, man, fuck. I got sucked into this back and forth with this person. It upset me, which meant I care, which annoyed me that I do. And then I was hard on myself that I even like expended the energy on this interaction. But we recovered. We got back on track. We centered ourselves and decentered the other person. And, that's all you can do. One day at a time. Especially hard when it's family, because there's just so much obligation tied up into it. Especially like when you're considering birth order, and if you're the oldest sibling or oldest daughter, there's a lot of obligation to try and make relationships work. But they're a two-way street, and if all you get is pain when you interact with someone, if all you get is criticism, if you voice a feeling and an emotion and try and be vulnerable and say, hey, this is hurting me, this is what I need for this to work, and the person belittles you and makes you feel stupid, you probably can't have a good, productive, conversation with them. And so then you gotta protect your energy. And that's what the theme of this year was for me. So you know what? This is the lesson. We're learning the lessons. We protect our energy. Remember who you are, what you want, and yeah, center yourself. I think that's been a bit of a mantra for me this week. Like, don't worry about what they think. Don't worry about what that person thinks. Don't worry about hurting them because you had the audacity to communicate a need and a boundary. Worry about you and what is going to make you happy and make you feel good and healthy and safe and all these things. As women, we decenter ourselves so much, and it's so hard to not do that. Yeah. Hear the birds chirping. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for listening to my rant. Yeah. It is what it is. We're here. We're doing big girl shit. We're standing up for ourselves. We're being brave. We're speaking our truth. And we're holding our ground. Happy Friday. Bye.